When I first came to Stuy and I came to the robotics interest meeting, I remember taking a tour of the lab, and it kind of reminded me of home. I grew up in a house that was kind of always a construction site because my dad's an architect, and I guess things were always just getting fixed. And so growing up, I was kind of just expected to know how to use tools, how to do electrical work, and kind of robotics and building things in general felt like a natural fit. When I was a freshman, one of the veteran members on the team was JT, and JT mentored about I think like 5 or 6 teams total, and she was always volunteering at competitions and volunteering at events, and I really looked up to her, and how do I say this? It was a dedication that I didn't really see myself being able to do, but then as Arpita, another veteran member, graduated, I remember during my sophomore year I took over mentoring the FLL team that she used to mentor. I'd never really mentored a team or even been involved in FLL at all, but going every Thursday and watching them build and helping them program was just so much fun. It felt natural to kind of start mentoring more teams and getting more involved. I remember one year the FLL team during their off season, they built a robot in order to kind of learn about sensors that would say "ow" when it bumped into walls, and just they just had so much fun doing that I don't know. I think that kind of encapsulates like the idea of FIRST and having fun with learning, with robotics, with engineering in general. My favorite FIRST memory, I think, was something that happened last season. It was a few days before competition and things were really hectic, and we needed some sort of container that would hold a wiffle ball because we were trying to shoot a wiffle ball, and we found nothing. Ironically, the only thing we could find after looking around the lab for about a good half hour was half of a coconut, and so that got taped onto a robot and became the launcher. Cool. Actually, it was this last competition. We had to somehow get our robot to stay a little bit further away from the lander that it was hanging on. Like this year's game, the robot has to hang itself 4 inches above the ground from a hook, and our robot was kind of tilting backward because the lander wall was bending, and so we were kind of putting wheels against the lander for support, and we didn't have any axles, and so kind of how we ended up doing it was we kind of took all of our standard Allen keys and stuck them through the channel and put tape on either side and put a wheel in between. And at one point someone needed to use a standard Allen key and kind of just had to take the wheel off, and Mr. Blay saw it, kind of just started cracking up and couldn't stop cracking up for like 5 minutes.